It sounds very philosophical, all-pervading. But what good is it? Let's see. This is a funny little example. In the Pacific Ocean, imagine, a little wave is born. And it comes up. The wave is growing bigger and bigger and rushing ahead. And it feels good. Oh, I'm growing bigger. Look at all these other waves. What fun. But very soon, the fun changes into little problem arises. That wave is much bigger than me. I'm a little jealous of that wave. I wish I could be as big as that wave. And look at these tiny little waves. They are no good. Inferiority complex, superiority complex. I am bigger, much bigger than the bubbles. They are no good. They just go like that. Problems, difference. I am this much, and this world is so different. They are all different from me, all these waves. There are some waves who are nice to me, they are my friends. There's other waves who are not so nice to me, they are my enemies. They are different from me. And then the real terror comes. Oh my God, what's that? And the wave next to him says, buddy, that's the shore. That's California, rushing up towards us. The shore. That's death. That's doom. And the wave thinks, oh my God, I'm going to die. Now a Vedantic wave comes along and says, there is something called water. Yeah, what's that? Well, this water is immortal. It doesn't die like us, waves. Really. And this water is all-pervading. It's in all waves. There is nothing greater than this water, so the water doesn't have a problem of a superiority complex, but it's also the same in all waves, so it doesn't have a problem of inferiority complex. And it's one with everything. So the wave says, good for water, but what about me? I'm going to die. And then the Vedantic wave tells him, you are water. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. The top of you is water. In the middle is water. In the bottom is water. The sides are water. In fact, look around you. All you see is water. A wave is a name and a form and an action given to water. The moment the wave realizes this, it becomes one with the ocean. That little form will go ahead and dash against the shores and disappear into surf, but it doesn't care anymore. For it, it becomes the infinite. And from that point of view, all are same to it. We are one infinite existence, now limited to a particular body and mind. But if we analyze, as the Upanishad will show us, that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am this existence, consciousness, bliss shining through the body and mind. And then I find that existence, consciousness, bliss is eternal. It doesn't die. It isn't born with the birth of the body. It doesn't die with the death of the body. It doesn't get old. It doesn't get sick. It is the same in the President of the United States. It's the same in the homeless person. It's the same in a multi-billionaire. It's the same in the person on welfare. It's exactly the same. And you are one with it. You are that. Tat Tvam Asi, the Upanishad tells us. You are that. You are not this particular little wave. You are not this particular little person you thought yourself to be. Mr. So-and-so or Mrs. So-and-so. That person is there. It goes on like the wave, rushing towards the shore. Yes, but now you are no longer terrified. Now you are no longer afraid. We learn to identify ourselves with the Akshara. Where is the Akshara? Right here, within ourselves. The Upanishad tells us it is to be realized in our own hearts. There's a saying that the one who ignores the God in one's own heart and looks for God outside is like the person who throws away a gem in the palm of his hand and looks for imitation jewelry in shops outside. That infinite reality is available to us all the time. It always was available, is available, and will remain available to us in our own hearts, in our own consciousness, in our own existence. We are that. We are not limited to these little bodies and minds. Vibhum sarvagatam susukshmam, subtler than the subtlest. The gross universe, this universe is gross and physical universe. Subtle is our minds, thoughts, feelings. Subtler than that. What is subtler than the mind? Consciousness. The witness of our minds. We are the witness. The mind is a mask. The body is another mask. But we are the witness consciousness shining through this body and mind. Susukshmam, tad avyayam, that unchanging existence, consciousness, bliss. Bhuta yonim paripashyanti dhira. The wise look upon that as the source of all existence. This entire universe you see is rooted in that one existence, which you are. Which you are. When Swami Vivekananda, as a young student, first heard about this from Ramakrishna, he made fun of this. What? This entire universe is one with God. Pots and pans, doors and tables and chairs, they're all God. What craziness. And Sri Ramakrishna came and touched him. He said, why are you saying that the rishis are crazy? And he touched him. And when he touched him, so Sri Ramakrishna could do that. He didn't have to give a Sunday talk. He just touched him, and Narendranath indeed saw inside and outside one unchanging, undivided ocean of consciousness. He writes later on, he walked towards his home. There's a little park there called Hedua Park in Calcutta. The park is still there. There are iron railings on that park. And he remembers banging his head against the iron railings to see whether they are really solid. Everything seems to him to be made of consciousness. There was a coach, horse-drawn coach, rushing towards him, and he says, I felt no impulse to step away from it, because I felt that is consciousness, this is also consciousness. It's one Brahman everywhere. Luckily, he did step away from it. That's why we are here today. His mother gave him food to eat. And he mixed up everything and he ate it. The different tastes were not, he could taste it, but their different tastes were not important. The underlying reality was one Brahman. And his mother said that the poor boy has got some terrible disease, he's going to die. But he snapped out of it and came back to this kind of awareness later on. The same Vivekananda who made fun of non-dual Vedanta when Ramakrishna first told him, came to this country, would come in the years ahead to this country and proclaim, Christs and Buddhas are but waves in the ocean that I am. I there is not Vivekananda. He's not saying he's an ocean in which Krishna and Christ are waves. Rather, he says, he identifies himself with the pure existence, consciousness, bliss, which we all are. And we can all say that. As infinite existence, the entire universe, it's a wave in me. Mai ananta mahambodo vishwa vichi swabhavata. I am an infinite ocean of existence, consciousness, bliss. And this universe is a wave in this ocean. Udetu vastamayatu name vriddhi navakshati. Let the wave rise, let the wave subside. The ocean neither gains anything by it, neither loses anything by it. Let birth come, I am not increased thereby. Let disease and death come, I am not decreased a little bit also thereby. Fame and dishonor, success and failure, they neither increase nor diminish my essential reality, that infinite existence, consciousness, bliss which I am. The universe is a wave in me. The teacher goes on to say, how does this entire universe arise in Brahman? Again, beautiful poetry. Yatornanabhi srijate grinhate cha yatha prithivyam oshadhaya sambhavanti yatha satah purushat keshalomani tathaksharat sambhavati havishwam. Says, just as a spider spins a web out of the material of its own body, so the universe is produced or emanates from the immutable Akshara. Just as herbs and plants and grass grow on the earth, in exactly the same way, the universe appears on the immutable reality. Just as from a living human body, hair and nails grow, each example is used to prove a different point. The spider example is used to show that Brahman does not use any other material. There was no storehouse of quarks and superstrings on which Brahman worked to make the universe. The entire universe, quarks and superstrings notwithstanding, all of it is projected from Brahman itself. It's that existence which appears as this universe. Indologists misunderstood sometime. I remember reading this book written by a well-meaning English Indologist. He writes, the ancient Hindus worshipped a cosmic spider. No! I mean, I have come across all kinds of gods and goddesses in Hinduism, but no spider so far. Clearly, the Upanishad says, like a spider. An example, it means an example. Like the earth, effortlessly, spider works hard to make a web. But the earth effortlessly emanates vegetation, plants and shrubs. In the same way, Brahman effortlessly projects this universe. And so is Brahman insentient like clay or the earth? It says no, like a living body projects hair and nails and all. In the same way, the pure consciousness Brahman projects an insentient universe. The unchanging Brahman projects an ever-changing universe. Brahman, which is pure bliss, projects a universe of struggle and strife. Just the opposite in nature. It's a projection. The reality always, right here, right now, is existence, consciousness, bliss. Upanishad tells us we are that reality. Brahma Veda Brahmeva Bhavati. The one who realizes this reality becomes that reality. Becomes means it's not that we are not that reality and we will become that reality. We are already that. And we have to investigate within ourselves. All spiritual practices, prayer, meditation, philosophy, everything, all of it, unselfish action, rituals, all of it is ultimately meant for this one purpose. Shankaracharya says in one of his commentaries, Brahma Pratipatti Artham, for realizing one's identity, for realizing I am Brahman. I am an immortal, infinite existence, consciousness, bliss. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, that is infinite. That meaning the Akshara, the higher one. This is also infinite, what we experience. This infinite arises from that infinite. In this infinite, if you can recognize that infinite alone remains. Om, peace, peace, peace.